Hello my friends, welcome back to EnglishStoryHub, the place where you learn English slowly, clearly and confidently. Today we are going to do something special, something that can truly change the way you think and speak in English. I want you to imagine yourself in a simple but powerful moment. You are having a conversation in English with someone, maybe a new friend, maybe a colleague, or maybe a kind stranger you just met while traveling. You feel calm and confident, your sentences flow naturally, and the words come to your mind without hesitation. You are not stopping to translate from your language to English. You are simply speaking and thinking directly in English, and it feels natural, effortless, and free. Now, think about another moment, maybe one that happened not so long ago. You wanted to say something in English, but you stopped. Your mind searched for the words in your own language first, then tried to translate them into English, and in that moment, your confidence began to fade. Your brain got stuck, and the conversation felt slower and heavier than you wanted. This happens to so many English learners, and my friend, you are not alone. I understand exactly how it feels, and I want to help you change it. In this lesson, we are going to train your brain to think in English and stop translating. We will do it step by step using the power of shadowing practice. You will hear me speak, and you will repeat after me. This is not about rushing. This is about speaking slowly and clearly, giving your brain the time to connect the meaning directly to the English words. You will learn to create a direct bridge between your thoughts and your English, without going through another language first. We will work with 20 powerful expressions, all connected to thinking, remembering, deciding, and understanding. These are words that you can use every day at home, in a café, at work, or while traveling. You will learn them not just as vocabulary, but as living parts of your own speech. We will connect them to real emotions. Times when you felt nervous, moments when you felt excited, moments when you felt proud, and even moments when you felt frustrated. Because when you connect a word to your own life and your own feelings, your brain remembers it deeply. The word becomes part of you. Over the next 60 minutes, you and I will explore the meaning of each word in simple, clear English. You will practice real-life sentences you can actually use. You will repeat each sentence with me so that your mouth and your mind work together. We will create little stories and vivid pictures in your imagination to make each word unforgettable. By the end of this lesson, you will not only know these 20 expressions, but you will also be able to use them naturally and confidently in conversation without translating in your head. You will begin to think in English every single day. So find a comfortable place where you can focus. Keep your mind open. Let yourself enjoy the process. This is not just another English lesson. This is the beginning of a new way of speaking and thinking. Today is the day you take a big step toward fluency. Today is the day you start thinking in English. Let's begin this journey together. Here is a simple truth that every English learner needs to know. If you want to think in English, you must start using English directly inside your mind. Sounds simple, but this is the step that most learners skip. They keep thinking in their native language first, and then they try to translate into English. This creates a long and slow road in your brain. You start with an idea in your language, then you search for the English words, then you check if it is correct, and by the time you speak, you have already lost the natural flow of the conversation. This process makes you hesitate, it makes you nervous, and it stops you from sounding confident. Thinking in English is like taking the fast road. You see something and you name it in English. You feel something and you describe it in English. You decide something and you think that decision in English. There is no middle step, no translation, no delay. Your thoughts flow directly in the language you want to speak. When you do this, your speech becomes faster, your reactions become smoother, and your confidence grows every single day. The rule I want you to remember is this. Always use the English word as soon as you need it, whether it is in your head, in your speech, or in your writing. When you are at home, look at the objects around you and name them in English. When you are walking outside, describe what you see in English. When you have a feeling, tell yourself in English what that feeling is. You do not need to speak out loud all the time, but you do need to create that direct link between the thing, the idea, the feeling, and the English words. First, this will feel strange. You might think, this is slow, or I am making mistakes. That is normal. Every skill in life feels uncomfortable when you first change your habits. But as you keep practicing, your brain will get used to thinking in English, and it will stop trying to translate. This is the moment when you begin to speak more fluently without even trying. To help you remember this rule, I want you to think of it as a game. Every time you notice something, you score a point if you can name it in English without translation. Every time you feel something, you score another point if you can describe it directly in English. You can even keep a little notebook and write down 3 sentences a day about things you saw, felt, or decided, all in English. This simple daily habit will train your mind to make English your first language for thinking. So the simple truth is this. If you want to think in English, you must stop giving your brain the option to use your old language first. And the rule is simple. Use it in English immediately. Do not wait, do not translate, do not second-guess yourself. See it, think it, and say it in English. The more you follow this rule, the faster your brain will make English your natural way of thinking. Now we begin our first shadowing practice. We will start with 5 important thinking words. Think, imagine, remember, focus, and notice. These words are part of daily life, and you can use them in many situations. At home, in a cafe, at work, or while traveling. I will give you a simple definition, then several real-life sentences. Your job is to repeat each sentence after me, clearly and slowly. Feel the rhythm of the words, copy my pronunciation, and let the sentences become part of you. The first word is think. To think means to have an idea in your mind. Repeat with me and feel the meaning as you speak. Say it with me, I think this is a good idea. Say it with me, I think we should try something new. Say it with me, I think you are right. Use think when you share your opinion or when you talk about a decision in your mind. For example, yesterday I was walking in the park, and I thought about my goals for the year. It made me feel calm and focused. The second word is imagine. To imagine means to create a picture in your mind. Say it with me. Imagine a quiet morning by the beach. Say it with me. I imagine living in a big city one day. Say it with me. Can you imagine speaking English every day? When you imagine, you bring your thoughts to life. For example, before I travel to a new place, I like to imagine the streets, the people, and the sounds I will hear. It makes the experience more exciting. The third word is remember. To remember means to keep something from the past in your mind. Say it with me. I remember my first English lesson. Say it with me. Please remember to call me tomorrow. Say it with me. Do you remember our last trip together? We use remember to talk about special moments, important details, or promises we must keep. For example, I remember the first time I spoke English with a stranger. I felt nervous, but I also felt proud when I finished the conversation. The fourth word is focus. To focus means to give all of your attention to something. Say it with me, I focus better in the morning. Say it with me, please focus on your work. Say it with me, I need to focus on this project. Focus helps you block out distractions and work with more energy. For example, when I study English, I turn off my phone so I can focus only on listening and speaking. The fifth word is notice. To notice means to see or hear something you did not see before. Say it with me. I noticed the room was very quiet. Say it with me. Did you notice her smile? Say it with me. Notice how these words sound together. When you notice, you pay attention to small details around you. For example, I was sitting in a cafe and I noticed the music in the background. It was soft, but it made me feel relaxed. These 5 words, think, imagine, remember, focus, and notice, are powerful tools for building your English thinking skills. Use them in your daily thoughts, say them out loud when you can, and repeat them in real situations. The more you practice these words, the more natural they will feel in your conversations. Now it is your turn to make these words part of your own life. You have just practiced the 5 words think, imagine, remember, focus, and notice. The fastest way to keep them in your mind is to connect them to your own real experiences. When a word is connected to your life, your brain understands it on a deeper level, and it becomes a natural part of your speech. Let's begin with the word think. I want you to think about something important to you right now. Could be a goal, a dream, or a decision you need to make. Say this sentence with your own words, I think. And then add your thought. For example, I think I will start reading in English every night. What about you? Finish the sentence with your own idea. Now imagine. Picture something you really want to experience. It could be a place you want to visit, a skill you want to learn, or a special day in the future. Say this sentence, I imagine. And add your vision. For example, I imagine walking through the streets of Paris, speaking English with people from all over the world. Now it is your turn to create your own sentence with imagine. Next is remember. Choose a memory that makes you feel something, maybe happy, proud, or even a little sad. Say this sentence, I remember. And add the memory. For example, I remember the first time I understood a full English conversation. I felt proud and excited. Share your own memory in your mind or out loud. Now we move to focus. Think about a moment when you needed to give all your attention to something important. Say this sentence. I focus when, and add the activity. For example, I focus when I am listening to a podcast in English. Your turn. Choose a time when you really focus and make it your sentence. Finally, notice. Look around you right now. Find something small or interesting that you may not have seen before. Say this sentence. I notice. And add the detail. For example, I notice the way the sunlight comes through the window. Your turn. What do you notice right now? By creating your own sentences, you are telling your brain that these words belong to you. They are not just words from a textbook. They are part of your own thoughts and your own stories. This is how you make vocabulary unforgettable. Use these personalized sentences today in a message, in a conversation, or even when you talk to yourself. The more you use them in your own life, the faster you will think in English without translation. One of the most powerful ways to make a word stay in your mind forever is to connect it to a picture in your imagination. Your brain loves images. When you see something in your mind and connect it to a word, that word becomes stronger, clearer, and easier to remember. Today, we are going to bring your new words to life with a simple visualization exercise. I want you to close your eyes, or if you cannot, just soften your gaze and let your mind create pictures. First, imagine that you are sitting at your favorite café. You can hear the gentle sound of music in the background. The smell of fresh coffee is in the air. People are talking softly around you. You take a deep breath and feel relaxed. In this moment, you begin to think about your day. You say to yourself in English, I think today will be a good day. You notice the warm light shining on the table, and you focus on the feeling of peace in this moment. You remember the last time you were here, maybe with a friend, maybe by yourself, enjoying the same peaceful atmosphere. You imagine coming back again tomorrow to work on your English, to write in your notebook, to practice the words you are learning now. Now let's take you somewhere else in your mind. Imagine you are walking through a quiet park. The sun is shining through the trees, and you hear the sound of leaves moving gently in the wind. You focus on the path in front of you. You notice the small flowers by the side of the trail. You remember walking here last spring when everything looked different. You imagine how it will look in the autumn, with golden leaves on the ground. You think about how peaceful it feels to be here. These pictures in your mind are not just beautiful moments. They are powerful tools for language learning. When you connect the words think, imagine, remember, focus, and notice to these pictures, they become part of your memory in a deeper way. Every time you use these words, your brain will also recall the cafe, the park, the sunlight, the sounds, and the feelings you imagined. This makes the words more real and easier to use in real conversations. From now on, whenever you learn a new word, take a few moments to create a scene in your mind where that word is alive. Feel the place, see the colors, hear the sounds, notice the details, and connect your emotions to the moment. This will help you keep the word in your mind for a long time, maybe even forever. Now it is time to grow your vocabulary even more. We are moving to our second cluster of thinking-related words. Decide, choose, try, improve, and succeed. These words are connected because they often appear together in real life. You use them when you make plans, when you take action, and when you move toward your goals. Learning them as a group will help you remember them faster and use them more naturally. The first word is decide. To decide means to make a choice after thinking about something. Say it with me. I decide to study English every evening. Say it with me. She decided to take the train instead of the bus. Say it with me. We decided to go to the beach for the weekend. Deciding is a part of everyday life, from small decisions like what to eat for lunch to big ones like moving to a new city. For example, last year I decided to focus more on my English, and that one decision changed my daily habits completely. The second word is choose. To choose means to pick one option from several possibilities. Say it with me, I choose water instead of soda. Say it with me, he chose the blue shirt for the meeting. Say it with me, we chose this cafe because it is quiet. Choosing is often about preference, but it can also show your personality. For example, when I choose to read a book in English instead of my own language, I am choosing my future fluency. The third word is try. To try means to attempt something new or challenging. Say it with me, I try to speak English every day. Say it with me, she tried cooking a new recipe. Say it with me, we are trying to improve our listening skills. Trying is how you grow. It is not about being perfect. It is about taking action even if you are not sure of the result. For example, I once tried speaking only English for an entire day, and it taught me how much I already knew and what I still needed to learn. The fourth word is improve. To improve means to make something better. Say it with me, I want to improve my pronunciation. Say it with me. He improved his writing skills by practicing every day. Say it with me, we can improve our teamwork. Improvement comes from regular effort and patience. For example, my speaking improved a lot when I started recording myself and listening back to the mistakes I made. The fifth word is succeed. To succeed means to reach your goal or get the result you want. Say it with me. I succeeded in finishing the project. Say it with me, she succeeded because she never gave up. Say it with me, we succeeded in booking the tickets. Success feels rewarding because it shows that your effort was worth it. For example, when I succeeded in having my first full conversation in English without translation, I felt incredibly proud. Now let's connect all 5 words into one little story so they stay together in your memory. Imagine this. One morning you decide to improve your English. You choose to spend 1 hour practicing speaking. You try using new words in your sentences. Day by day your skills improve. And finally, you succeed in speaking confidently in a real conversation. This is how these words work together in life, and this is how they will work together in your mind. Emotions are powerful teachers. When a word is connected to a real feeling you have experienced, your brain holds on to it much longer. Today we will connect our learning to 4 important emotions: nervous, excited, proud, and frustrated. You will practice these words, repeat them with me, and link them to moments in your own life. The first emotion is nervous. Nervous means feeling worried or uneasy, often before something important. Say it with me, I feel nervous before a big meeting. Say it with me, she felt nervous before her job interview. Say it with me, we were nervous before the test began. Think about a time when you felt nervous. Maybe it was before speaking English in public or meeting someone new. That moment, that feeling, is the key to making this word yours. For example, I remember feeling nervous the first time I gave a presentation in English, but that moment also taught me I was capable of more than I thought. The second emotion is excited. Excited means feeling happy and full of energy because something good is going to happen. Say it with me. I am excited to learn new words today. Say it with me. She was excited about her trip to London. Say it with me, we are excited to meet our new friends. Think about a time you were excited. Maybe it was before a holiday, starting a new job, or buying something you had wanted for a long time. For me, I felt excited when I realized I could follow an English podcast and understand almost everything. That feeling made me want to learn even more. The third emotion is proud. Proud means feeling pleased and satisfied because you or someone else has done something well. Say it with me. I am proud of my progress in English. Say it with me, he felt proud when he finished the marathon. Say it with me, we are proud of our hard work. Think about a time when you felt proud. Maybe you completed a big task, helped someone, or achieved a personal goal. I felt proud when I spoke to a group in English for 10 minutes without any notes. That moment still gives me confidence today. The fourth emotion is frustrated. Frustrated means feeling upset or annoyed because something is difficult or not working as expected. Say it with me. I felt frustrated when I could not explain my idea in English. Say it with me. She was frustrated with the slow internet. Say it with me. We were frustrated because the train was late again. Think about a time you felt frustrated. Maybe you forgot a word during a conversation or could not understand a movie without subtitles. I have felt frustrated many times while learning languages, but I learned that frustration is a sign you are pushing your limits, And that is a good thing. Now, I want you to bring these 4 emotions into your daily English thinking. When you feel nervous, name it in English. I feel nervous. When you feel excited, say it in English. I am excited. When you feel proud, tell yourself in English. I am proud. When you feel frustrated, describe it in English. I am frustrated. These emotional moments are like strong glue that will keep your words in your memory for years. Now that you know these words, it's time to take them out of this lesson and put them into your real life. Words only become part of you when you use them again and again in real situations. So here is your daily challenge. A simple but powerful routine that will take just a few minutes each day and will change the way you think and speak in English. Every day, choose one new word from today's lesson. Just one word. It could be a thinking word like decide or imagine, or an emotion word like proud or excited. Once you have your word, create 3 real sentences with it. These sentences must be about your life, your day, or your thoughts. For example, if your word is focus, you could say, I focus on my breathing in the morning. I focus when I read in English. I focus on my goals for this week. 3 sentences. That's all. The next step is to use your sentences in different ways during the day. You can say them out loud to yourself while making coffee. You can write one of them in a message to a friend. You can even record yourself saying them and listen back at the end of the day. The more ways you use the word, the deeper it will sink into your memory. Here's a small hook to help you remember to do it. Connect your challenge to something you already do every day. If you drink tea or coffee in the morning, make it your English word moment. While the water is boiling, repeat your 3 sentences. If you take a walk after lunch, repeat your sentences as you walk. If you check your phone in the evening, record yourself saying the sentences before you scroll through other things. By linking the challenge to a habit you already have, it will be much easier to remember and keep doing it. And here's one more hook, make it fun. Pretend you are telling a story to someone who doesn't know your language. Imagine their face, their interest, their curiosity. When you create your sentences with that feeling, you are not just practicing words, you are practicing connection, and that is what real communication is all about. Do this challenge every day for 7 days. At the end of the week, you will have 7 new words and 21 personal sentences that you can use instantly without translation. That is how you grow your English step by step, and that is how you make thinking in English your new normal. Let's bring everything together into one connected story. You will hear many of the words we have practiced today, but you will also hear them in different situations, with fresh sentences, so nothing feels repeated. As you listen, I want you to repeat each key sentence with me. Feel the flow, feel the rhythm, and imagine you are living inside this story. It is a Saturday morning, and I am sitting in a small café in the center of the city. The light from the window makes the wooden tables glow. I think this might be my favorite spot in the whole neighborhood. I imagine coming here every weekend to read and write. I remember the first time I found this café, it was raining outside, but inside it felt warm and safe. I focus on the sound of the coffee machine, the low hum of conversation, and the pages turning in my book. Then I notice something new, a small painting on the wall that I had never seen before. It shows a road leading into the mountains, and I start to imagine myself walking along that road. While sipping my tea, I decide to make this morning a time for learning. I choose 3 new English words from my notebook. I try to use them in sentences about what I see around me. I speak softly to myself. I want to improve my vocabulary every day. I think about my goals and smile. I know that if I keep going, I will succeed. A young woman at the next table looks up and smiles at me. I feel a little nervous, but I decide to say hello. She replies warmly, and soon we are talking about books, travel, and favorite places in the city. I notice how natural my sentences feel today. I feel excited because this is exactly the kind of real conversation I want to have in English. After a few minutes, I tell her about the time I felt proud of my English, when I helped a tourist find their way to the museum without switching to my native language. She laughs and shares a story of her own, about learning French. We both agree that sometimes learning a language can be frustrating, especially on the days when the words just will not come. But we also agree that those moments are part of the journey, and they make the victories feel even better. We talk for almost an hour. I keep focusing on what she says, choosing my responses carefully, and noticing small details in her expressions. Each time I try a new phrase, I feel my confidence grow. I realize that this simple morning in a café has become a powerful English practice session. When she leaves, I take a moment to reflect. I decide to write down some of the sentences I used in our conversation. I choose to add them to my daily practice list. I know that by using them again tomorrow, I will improve even more. I feel proud of myself for starting a conversation with a stranger, and I am excited to keep going. And here's your hook to remember this story. Any ordinary place can become your classroom if you think in English. Use the words you know, and keep your focus on connecting, not just speaking. The more you do this, the faster your English will grow, and one day you will realize you are not translating anymore. You are simply living in the language. We have reached the end of today's journey, and you have done something important for yourself. Let's take a moment to look back at what we have accomplished together. You learned the simple truth that to think in English, you must use English directly in your mind without translating. You practiced 20 powerful words, grouped in clusters so they are easier to remember. You connected them to your own life through personal sentences. You used visualization to bring them alive in your mind. You explored emotional words that create strong memories. You accepted the daily challenge to keep using your new vocabulary. And finally, you lived those words in a story that showed how they work in real conversations. Today you didn't just listen, you practiced, you imagined, you connected, and you grew. This is exactly how English becomes not just a subject you study, but a language you live. And remember, the progress you feel now is just the beginning. If you keep showing up for yourself, even for a few minutes each day, your fluency will grow faster than you expect. Now I want to hear from you. Which part of today's lesson did you enjoy the most? Was it the shadowing practice, the visualization, the emotional words, or the story? Leave your answer in the comments and share one sentence you created today. Your words might inspire another learner to keep going. If you found this lesson helpful, click the like button. It tells me to make more content like this for you. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to EnglishStoryHub and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson. Every week, we bring you slow, clear, natural English practice to help you grow your confidence, one step at a time. Before you go, here's a thought to keep in your heart. Learning a language is not just about words and grammar. It is about connection, courage, and consistency. Every time you think in English, every time you try a new sentence, you are building a bridge between you and the world. And that bridge will take you to places you have never imagined. So keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and keep walking forward. I am proud of you for spending this time with me today. And I can't wait to see you in the next lesson. Until then, think in English, speak with confidence, and enjoy the journey.